Well, everyone's wondering more about how WigWag was made. And now they're also wondering about how Griswold rotate stop sign signal was made. Well, here it is now. This is a story about how WigWag was made, part 2, and how Griswold rotate stop sign signal was made. The rotating Griswold signal mechanism was a railroad crossing signal that featured a rotating stop sign to indicate to drivers when a train was approaching. A small motor flips a yellow stop sign 90 degrees to face traffic when a train is approaching. Introduced in 1927 by Griswold Signal Company and commonly used from the 1930s to 1960s. Most common in the Midwestern United States, where state regulators requires they use. Accentuated instant in recent years, which the last emphatic example in the Twin Cities taken out of service in 2021. The Griswold signal mechanism was accompanied by a highway flasher and a rotating stop sign. And in addition to the rotating stop sign, the signal would also trigger red light flashes, lights, and bells when a train approached. Griswold got his start in 1923 with the invention of the American Bobby, a traffic sign designed for the placement in the middle of an intersection that would collapse if struck by a vehicle. Signs were a nickname after London traffic control officers, with its red and green lights visible in all directions. Many Bobby sign signals were sold in malfunction capabilities throughout North America. This led to the development of the rotating banner sign. Griswold rotating banners are signals that have a little motor mounted onto a stop sign when a train hits the block. These signals were very widely used on the many Class 1 railroads of the era. They were mostly used from the 1930s into 1960s. Furthermore, as of November 2016, there are only half a dozen known Griswold signals still in service along active rail. All in Minnesota, none of rotating stop sign signals. The last pair with an operating banner protected 22nd Avenue Northeast in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Griswold in Tacoma, Washington, and San Jose, California were both removed in Circa 2010. In my opinion, the stop sign will alert the drivers to make sure the cars will stop, look, and listen, to make sure cars will never go past through the roads before a train is approaching. Again, it's may cause an accident by a train accident. Second, the Griswolds don't have any crossing gate arms to make sure the cars will never go past through the gate arms. It'll cause more problems and cause a rail crossing to cause a crash by a train. Few WigWag signals currently remain in place, and the numbers still wielded as crossing or upgraded and spare parts become scarce. Once broken down and sold or give away as scrap, and the modern flashers took their place. They are now railroad collectibles, accompanying the hefty price with winding up at personal collections of railroad crossings officials, train spotters, and other individual collectors. Magnetic flagmen made in Minneapolis, Minnesota after producing was moved to Los Angeles are especially rare and invaluable by collectors. Although many WigWags are still used by heritage railroads and railroad museums, there are only 14 railroad crossings with at least one WigWag remaining in use for regular railroads in the United States as of 2022. All 14 are in California. There are also non-working examples located in Pullman, Washington. This is stark contrast from Federal Railroad Administration data from 2004, showing there were 1,098 railroad crossings in the United States having one or more WigWags as their warning devices. Of those 1,198 crossings have WigWags, 398 were in California, 117 in Wisconsin, 97 in Illinois, 66 in Texas, and 45 in Kansas. The 2004 data shows a total of 44 states have at least one crossing having WigWags as a warning devices. A previous VRA publication from 1983 showed 2,618 crossings equipment with WigWags. The last WigWag on the main rail line, a magnetic flatman upper quadrant at the road crossing in Delhi, Colorado on BNSF Railway Sub, was removed in March 2021 and now resides as a Colorado Railroad Museum. Until destroyed by a truck in April 2004, the lower quadrant magnetic flatman WigWag protected by the private crossing of the BNSF lied hidden from public view by the sound barrier in Pittsburgh, California. The WigWag, the last Model 10 in active use, was replaced by the standard highway flashers. The Model 10 was designed by the shorts, low-hanging cantilever, and use of crossbucks mounted higher than a cantilever. Further, there were also exclusive used by Santa Fe, although there were also few of his models on Southern Pacific. In 2011 or 2012, working replaceable WigWag were installed at Disney California Adventure Park in Alhambra, California, along the red car trolley, as well as the show WigWags that were placed in Radiator Springs Racers. Collector and notable film director Chris M. Elport owns the operation and restored lower quadrant magnetic flagman made in Minneapolis WigWag in the studios in Los Angeles, California. A single lower quadrant WigWag in the industrial city of Vermont, California, once protected at the rail crossing on 49th Street with 8 separate tracks on BNSF Harbor Subdivision, a link between downtown Los Angeles and the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach. This line currently sees less traffic since the completion of the more directed Alameda corridor between downtowns and the harbor. This project eliminated many at-grade crossings along Edmund Street and a number of Southern Pacific WigWags remaining from a PE area. Those remaining protected crossings of the lightly used spur lines primarily in California and Wisconsin. The later state featured a different signal produced by Bryant Sync Products, purchased by the Railroad Supply Company, which later became Western Railroad Supply Company, WRRS. The signal was removed sometime in late April 2020. Its removal and an Anaheim signal the previous year marked at the end of Southern California WigWags and still refinished the service. WigWags manufactured by WRRS and its seems produced with once numerous in the Midwest, with almost every town used them to protect their main crossings. The most common model was called the Auto Flag No. 5. It functioned in much the same way as a magnetic flagman. They utilized alternating electromagnets to swing at a shaft with attached inlet and a banner. Bells were not interactive devices for the magnetic flagman. They employed standard bells that were used on other types of crossings. They mounted other types of masts or the bracket on top of the center harp style as a Devil's Lake, Wisconsin photo. Well guys, that is it for today's video. And that's all the story of how the WigWag was made and how the Griswold stop sign was made. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell to turn on notifications. And I'll see you guys next video next time. See you later everybody. God bless you.